Nagabenta ki khubor ba man kasni pet but subscribe ya u Antor News. Kublai phi baro ginigilong ki khubor bam takasngi. Ya kata masa Tri-Hills Ensemble kabadai jangka jingpenne pensa. Ya ki culture jangkari India bakajat benriu riulum. Ya kabala penya da katanat arts and culture jangka sorkar jilla. Haga jingpai tingka jangka katanat Ministry Tribal Affairs ke sorkar India. Kumban riupolag AA. Lala ban pelong menhaka arp South ring unai wing. Haga ba Menteri rang ba aga jilla ukonrat kisangma ulalong ukongsan haga jingdan Menteri katunat kam suwari ka jilla uba Paul Lingdo kiba kenthop ya Commissioner and Secretary katunat Arts and Culture uba FR Khar Kongor. Kum gajing persang ban kentiu ya katinrai ki jat benriu haga jilla katunat Arts and Culture ringkat kisnong githau na ki hima kila wanra ya kajing pen ipong bat ki khanatang ki badon halindat jong mynbarim uba labu laseng. Ya kata masala riti lala ban sakhi deki pai ba ke bawan ban pen I ya ke jingmen. Jong ke sorkar ba ka wanra ban pen kan mau ya ki por mynta. Ka ke balajia ha ki por mensha ya ke ba omla ban yo isu na syusa tang ka jingit hu khana. Haba phai syakne kata masa pen I ki riti dustur bar ki jingpen berngia bar ki rong birya jong ukhasi. Ubaju jule katkum ka jingwan jong ka samoi jingmen. Bun ki paat kabri unyutrem mynta ula sngoto wat ki kena rit kila sakhi ya ka jingyo benta jong ki hakabam tenrai bar ki jingya lekai kena por mensha ya ka balawan pen inam mynta. Na kaliang ka sorkar jilla mynta kelas dang phai khmat syaka minor ban pen yathu Menteri rangba ka jilla. Bar ka sorkar kandang ai jingkershan ya kane yathu ukonrat ki sangma haba ple ya kate kata masa. Uba polling dok Menteri katunat kam suwari uyathu ka deiti lariti jong ka jilla Meghalaya khamtam ka jat benriu khasi kadan sabut ikaktin ka rukam bat khendo bat bishat.
Organized this very important program. I was listening to the speech that was being given by our Commissioner Secretary and to the speech being given by our Minister regarding how there has been an effort to push the different aspects of art and culture. And I'd just like to take you back to the time when we were forming this government. And when I sat with Paul and I discussed about portfolios, I told him that it is very important that when we form the government and we have ministers having different portfolios, that the portfolios should be connected to each other. And once the portfolios are connected to each other, we will see that there would be some kind of a convergence in the kind of efforts and a kind of a specific goal that we work towards for those departments that we have. And hence we decided, and I decided specifically, that whoever holds the tourism portfolio must also hold the art and culture and the textile portfolio. And this was a effort that was made towards ensuring that these three areas, which are very, very unique in terms of our culture and our identity, must be linked with the overall strategy of how we take tourism forward. And hence we made a conscious decision at that point in time. And that is why we are seeing that today Bapol is the Minister for Tourism, Art and Culture and Textiles, because all of these departments are connected. And hence I can assure you that the government, and especially from my side, that we are stressing a lot on the art and culture aspect and textile aspect, with a larger purpose of seeing that we are able to create economic value and jobs out of these, to be able to then affect the tourism sector also at the end of the day. And hence let me assure the department that we are definitely there to support you, and the program that we have had today is clearly the reflection of the efforts being made by the government as a whole. Having said that, what is important to remember for all of us is that Meghalaya is a very unique state with a very unique culture and unique people. And hence, we have always maintained that as a society, we should always remember our roots. We should always remember our identity. The world today is a global world. The world today is a world that is, moving forward with technology. It's very easy to get distracted. Always reminded of their roots, because only when you are, firm with your roots, your identity, you will be able to ensure that you are able to move forward in a proper manner in today's world. And hence, art and culture has always been one of the more important areas for us, because we link it to our identity. It makes us who we are. It differentiates us from the rest of the world, in fact, the rest of the country. And therefore, as a society and as a government, we will always ensure that we keep reminding ourselves and ensuring that we celebrate our unique identity which we have. At the same time, we also want to ensure that while we are focusing on this identity and our culture, we also are very keen as a government to ensure that proper documentation is done. I have always been mentioning this in the past, and I'll mention it again to you, that we are very keen to work with our youngsters. Please make movies regarding our culture and our history. Please write books about our culture. Please click pictures, and whatever research can be done, please do it. Because we are very weak in our documentation and our overall media and content creation, and that today, in today's world, is a very, very important part. As a government, we will help those who desire to write books, desire to make movies, desire to do research on our culture. We will support you, because apart from having programs like these, which are very important, I was just telling our Commissioner Secretary, you must have seen the dance.
It requires grit, determination and vision. Therefore, friends, before resuming my seat as part of this keynote address, let me remind each one of us that to the Khasipnas and the Garos, there are three binding factors that ensure the coherence and the existence and the sustenance of the communities. In Khasi, we call them the 3 Ks: Kur, Ktiin, Khando. In English, that would translate into 3 Ls: lineage, language, and land. It is our lineage, our language, and our land that identify us as racially different and adding to the diversity of this nation of ours. So I'm sure, I'm confident that the Chief Minister would consider extra support to the efforts of the department. We certainly are blessed with so much, and our platform can only get bigger with the kind of support that the government will keep giving. And I'm confident that there will come a time that our music, which today is being spread across the world by groups like the Shillong Chamber Choir, there would also come a time when our ambassadors of culture would spread the knowledge of our dances, our powers, our songs into the rest of the world. We are small in numbers, but certainly very big in terms of talent and abilities. I wish today's celebrations the very best. May God bless all of our efforts to make the world.
Our culture, our intangible heritage, our local traditions, our dances, our handlooms, our handicrafts, and bringing them to the forefront. If you see the creatives outside, we have a subtext that say stories that matter. So these are the stories that we want to narrate. These are the stories we want to showcase. The rich arts and crafts which are lying in the villages, and it is the villages which are the true custodians of the arts and culture legacy that we have. We are honoring them today. Our dignitaries will be honoring 6 villages, 6 special arts and craft villages who are the custodians of this rich legacy, this rich artistic legacy of craft, cuisine, as well as culture. We will also recognize one of our tribal chefs who has made it to the national level and has brought visibility to our cuisine. And we will also attempt to give you a flavor of the rich and varied culture that we have here in Meghalaya through the stalls that we have outside of the State Central Library and auditorium. So please do experience and please do have a very immersive time here at the Tri-Hills Festival over the next 2 days. So Arts and Culture Department may have a small budget, but we have big aspirations and we have big dreams to not only promote, to not only protect, but also sustain the arts and craft, and to ensure that the stories that matter, the stories that come from the villages, their voices, their nimble hands, they get a platform to resonate and to showcase through platforms like the Tri-Hills, and that they get amplified and that they resonate far and wide, not only within the state, but across the seas as well. So we do appeal to our Honorable Chief Minister and our Honorable Arts and Culture Minister to devote space and, in fact, budgets so that we can fulfill the dreams and the aspirations of the villages who are the real custodians of arts and culture, and that our culture resonates far and wide, and that we will be true cultural ambassadors in every sense, 360 degrees, from a 360 degrees perspective. With these few words, I once again warmly welcome